Hi, I'm Melanie, and welcome to week 2 of my challenge. If you're not familiar with the challenge and haven't watched week 1 grocery shop or week 1 meals, I encourage you to do so. The challenge is $21 per person per week, and the goal for me is to show what you can do and how you can grow your pantry on a minimal budget. We started with a few items for free. Salsa that I made last summer. I bought a bushel of tomatoes, a half bushel of tomatoes for $1.50. And so I got about 15 bottles out of that, and we are considering that free. Also maple syrup that we tapped from a tree out front, and jam that I made from berries on the property. You've got to look at my groceries in my week 2 grocery video, and now you'll be able to see what I was able to make with that and how I accumulated more items carrying over in my pantry. I have shopped for week 3, and I will post that video soon. Thanks so much. Here we have 2 garlic cloves, or 2.5 of an onion, and I am going to try to make garlic powder and onion powder. I've never done this before. I'm going to try to dehydrate them, and once they are dry, perhaps crush them or grind them up. We'll see. I've got everything cut up really thin. I was unable to find a really good video to explain how to do this online, so I am just going to try to dry these and then we'll go from there. Trying to clear up a little bit of the leftovers in the fridge for our supper tonight. We have the last of the chow mein. We only ate half of the squash the other night when we had it for supper, so that is available to us. And apples on the side if we decide, or celery on the side, or cucumbers on the side. We have a couple options of little things on the side, and we just need to get some of this stuff cleaned up before it goes bad. This is a couple teaspoons of flour, a tablespoon of oil, the Mr. Noodle seasoning, and I am going to add in a cup of water. I whisked in 1.5 tablespoons of taco seasoning. Here is my bread maker. We're gonna have pizza tonight, and I'm making dough. We got a little bit of time left. Tonight is pizza night. So here is my dough. Here is my supplies. I have the spinach, the cheese. Here is some jalapeno peppers from our garden. We're counting those as free. This is a little teeny bit of just green peppers, onions, some mushrooms, some tomatoes in here. So I made enchiladas the other day, and I cooked a half a pound of the ground beef with some onions, and this I saved out for on the pizza. And here is not much, but just a little teeny bit of bacon that I'm gonna put on there. It's almost not worth it. And this is the package. I know this is pizza sauce. We are unsure of what this is. We think this is pizza seasoning and perhaps cheese from an old pizza package, but we're not sure. So we hope so. And what we are hoping tonight is to have 1 pizza for us to eat for supper, and then maybe a smaller pizza that we cook on this stone to have for our lunches tomorrow. So that's the goal. They may not have lots of toppings, but hopefully we can get enough that we can have supper tonight and lunch tomorrow. This turned out way better than what I hoped. There's definitely supper for tonight and lunch for tomorrow. Very exciting. That's how much dried garlic I got when I dehydrated. I'm going to put it in this little grinder, and let's see what we can get for either garlic powder or garlic flakes. 2 apple crisp, 1 for this week and 1 to pop in the freezer, and there's still quite a bit of apples left over. I am making a casserole. It's called 7-layer dinner, and these are the ingredients that I'm going to use. I'm going to use the breakfast sausages, some of the rice. I'm aiming for this many potatoes. I'm not sure. I may have underestimated a bit, and I may have to get another one out of the bag. An onion, and I was just going to use 1 whole onion, but I have this half of a one left, so we'll use that up first, and then probably a half of another one. Carrots, the tomato soup, peas, and then we're going to put it right in this dish. So I will let you know how it turns out. Here is the final casserole. Turned out perfect. Today I'm going to make stock in the slow cooker. This is all of my veggie scraps that I've been saving for the last week and a half. This is apple peels and cores. I'm going to put it all together and make kind of a sweet veggie broth. This is 2 of the hot Italian sausages. I'm just frying it up. It's actually a little more meat than what I thought it was going to be. Sausage potato soup with an apple. I'm going to attempt to make guacamole. This is the garlic powder that I dried in the dehydrator, grind it up. And this is my onion powder, same thing. The lime juice, red pepper flakes, avocado, and hopefully it turns out okay. Very excited about having nachos. On our nachos are ground sausage, hot Italian sausage, mushrooms, jalapeno peppers from my garden, onions, and cheese. And we have the guacamole that I made, sour cream, and salsa that we are counting as free because I made it this summer. I'm going to make some spaghetti sauce with a bunch of the different ingredients that we have. A half a pound of ground beef, Italian seasoning, the pasta sauce, mushrooms, the very last bit of the green peppers that I have, onions. These tomatoes are from my garden. Here are some jalapenos from my garden, 1 of the celery stalks that we have left, some more spices. These are red pepper flakes. This is the garlic powder and the onion powder that I made. So I'm looking forward to that. I love spaghetti. I'm pretty excited about the spaghetti. Lots of leftover for spaghetti or sauce for lunches. And I used the 1 leftover hot dog bun from last week and 1 of our English muffins to make dark garlic bread. Another apple crisp for snacks. We ate the first one, and this is our second. A third one is in the fridge. We still have apples left over and supplies to make another, perhaps not this size, but at least a half a size again. For supper tonight, we are gonna have sausages. We're gonna barbecue them, and we're gonna make some kind of home fries. So I am just gonna, put a little bit of oil in here. And this is a mixture of the garlic that I dehydrated, the onion, taco spice, salt and pepper. And just kind of coat them up. And we'll probably have some peas with it. Items that I have left over that I'm going to be carrying forward into week 3. Teeny little bit left of the garlic butter, sour cream, margarine, This is my leftover pasta sauce that I made. This is leftover cooked squash, milk, little bit left over of the spaghetti sauce. I'm hoping to have pizza this week, so I needed a sauce. A little teeny bit of spinach left over. We have English muffins. We never ate any of the bagels. 1 squash left over, 4 of our apples, 3 of the avocados. These are jalapenos from the garden. They're not in the best shape. The cold has got that at them a little bit. We've got a very few little bit of mushrooms left over. Cheese. 8 eggs. I have dehydrated onions. It's not quite finished yet. I'm going to have to put them back in before I grind them up. A teeny little bit of carrots left. 2 onions, 2 of the garlic cloves. I dried the other garlic cloves and ground them up for powder. 3 stalks left. Whatever's in here. 3 stalks left of the celery. And then we were fortunate this week. I was gifted these squash, summer zucchini, yellow zucchini, whatever they're called. A very small celery and a few yellow beans. I actually had more yellow beans, but I delayed in processing them, and some of them turned in the container that I had them in before I was able to get them into the freezer. So I'm probably going to put this right in the freezer, cut up for soups or future stews, or even spaghetti sauces. I'd like to process these and perhaps make muffins with carrots and apples, like a morning glory or sunrise muffin. And I am going to process those and put them in the freezer. So quite a bit. Fridge supplies or fresh items left over, carrying forward. And here we have the final product for the fries. They turned out really good. They're nice and crispy. Hot Italian sausages, peas, and I used a little bit of our sour cream and one of the mayo packs that I had in my little bag of treasures. I threw some spices in there, salt and pepper, some of the garlic, some of the onion, some of the Italian. I don't know what it's going to taste like, so hopefully it'll be okay for dipping, because this is what we have. Leftover pantry supplies. I still have the half pack of chow mein noodles in the back. Lots of olive oil. I hardly have used any. Beef broth back there. The rice. I only used a 1/4 cup this week, so the bag is still almost full. The cream of mushroom soup. This is the garlic that I dried and then ground. This is my leftover Italian seasoning. This is the onion that I dried and ground. And then down here we have the taco, red pepper flakes, Montreal steak, yeast, a half a pack of the tortillas or the nachos. We still have potatoes left. Not tons of the brown sugar. There's just a teeny little, maybe like a fistful all across the bottom, all the way. We have this much spaghetti, lots of flour, and I'm going to put my spaghetti in this little container here. And we have this much macaroni. We didn't use any this week. And what I have left from the freezer, this was the half size or small size apple crisp I made. We have the 3 packages of sausages. I cooked 2. I have a pound of ground beef. I cooked both of the half packs this week. I have the pack of chicken. This is one of the pork chops that we cubed up for stir fry or lo mein or chow mein. I have peas left. I made broth. So this is my bag with my new scraps of veggies. I made broth with everything in the old bag. I used the majority of it for the sausage and potato soup I made, but I have 2 little containers left over here in case I just want to add some flavoring to something. And then we still have our chicken strips left over. I just want to thank everybody so much for tuning in. For anybody who's curious, I am located in Nova Scotia, Canada. The prices that you're seeing or hearing me talk about are hardly any regular priced items. Most of the items are on sale. I work really hard every week looking through the flyers, looking for the best deals. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to do a lot of work to get the most out of a very small budget. I'm really enjoying doing this, and I hope everybody else is, I don't know, maybe learning some tips or some tricks, or maybe has decided to do the challenge themselves. If you have enjoyed it, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button below to see more videos coming up. Thanks so much. Bye now.